I'd like to introduce our board members. I'm Todd Lawrence. All the way to the right is Bruce Mattson. We have Anthony Thompson, Marty Nadler, and Rick Timmerman is out of state for today, so he won't be joining us. Next item is any additions or deletions to the agenda. Does anyone have anything to add? Okay. Item number 4, approval of the minutes. I just broke it up into 2 on the agenda because we have the August 22nd, 2025 special select board meeting minutes. If I can get a motion to approve those. The special select board meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the August 22nd special select board meeting minutes? No? Okay, all in favor of approving the August 22nd special select board meeting minutes, please say aye.
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 Oh, aye. Sorry, Bruce. Any opposed? No? Okay, those are accepted. The next one is the August 25th, 2025 select board meeting. Can I get a motion?
Make that motion.
Second.
Okay. For the discussion, Rick did email me just one correction that he wanted to get us to clarify. Let me see what it said.
Because it said proposed updated town personnel policy.
No, it was, let me pull it up real quick. Here it is. Oh no, that's not it. Too many emails. Where is he? It was regarding item number 10, and it mentions quiet hours, and he just wanted us to make sure it says that there are no town ordinance on quiet hours, but the state of Vermont has a statute pertaining to noise. So that was the clarification.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Do you see it on there?
Yeah, it just says there's an ordinance, so that would have been misleading.
Yeah. Okay. So with those corrections, trying to amend it. Yeah, I'd like to amend that then with those corrections. I think that's the phrase to use.
Right. Motion to approve.
Yeah, there we
the
go.
Following amendments on section 10.
Okay.
Specifying the town ordinance or the state statute. Yeah.
Okay. And then Marty, or do you want to second that one?
I'll second it.
Okay. So all in favor of approving the meeting minutes from August 25th, amended with the correction to item number 10, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Okay, those are accepted. Thank you. Thank you for helping me with the verbiage for that. Item number 5, public comment. Any members of the public here?
One online.
No?
Oh, there's
Okay, there's Scott. Okay, we'll add him on there. Okay, so we'll move on from public comment. Item number 6, Sunderland Union Church update. Scott, are you on Zoom? I think, are we muted? Are we good? No, we're good.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Hi,
Scott. And just for the record, so we have Scott Grimm-Lyon with BCRC on with us, and he was gracious enough to come and give us an update on the Sunderland Union Church. So whenever you're ready.
Well, it's great, already on the, yeah, so I wanted to let you know that, we have been working with Merrill over at the law, she's also the town's attorney, and Senator Bongartz to approach the, sorry.
No, it's all right. Take your time.
So the main issue with the Sunderland Church continues to be ownership. Right now, the matter of ownership, as far as the town's attorney, Merrill Duff, is concerned, is that it should have transferred over to the state. She's found some statute to argue for that to be the case. On August 1st, Senator Baumgartz and presented the information to the Office of Administration at the governor's office, and they have now responded to that initial presentation of information. They sent something back just earlier this week. It's their memorandum in response addresses the issues raised in the initial memo that Meryl put together, and there are a couple of things that she has commented on, explaining her methodology and analysis, and now we are waiting for another response back from the office from there. So currently, the ownership matter is just kind of going through a bit of a legal back and forth, an analysis between the governor's office and the town's legal representation, and that is ongoing. We hope to get a response soon. A couple of other things have been happening with the church. We managed to get a assessment, an initial phase 1 looked at by the Department of Environmental Conservation related to a oil tank that had ruptured, that was located in the basement, what the initial cleanup would be, etc. So we have initial cost estimates and things for that, but it is a thing that the state could potentially pick up and handle if again they end up with ownership of it, and the ownership issue becomes part of it. No ability to do a phase 2 or anything moving forward until the ownership issue is settled. So far with the work, we have ended up spending. So far with the work, we've ended up spending a good amount of our budget. We have a little bit left over. There were 3 categories that we were budgeted with the MTAP grant to look into. One was engineering charges. With that, we've got the initial cost assessment from Stevens Associates. That's been shared with you guys. That aspect of the budget was $20,000 worth of our budget, and they spent $17,000 of that. With the legal, which is another aspect, we have up to $10,000 in the budget, and we've so far only spent $4,000 of that. Let me just double check my, excuse me. So our legal budget was $10,000, and we have remaining $6,400 in that budget. Our architectural budget was $20,000, and we have remaining in that $3,139. And as far as our management from BCRC and our sort of charges, Janet getting everything together in the initial phases of this report, working with the town and everyone to get that together, and then my correspondence back and forth with the law firm and everything. So we have a few thousand left in the budget for that as well. We spent we had $3,000 left, in our staff budget with BCRC charges on that. But there's not much else that we're doing except for just occasional correspondence back and forth here. So that's the basis of the MTAP grant, and where we're at right now. We have the remainder of the year to spend the rest of the budget, and hopefully sort out this legal question before that.
Scott, I might have missed it, but what's the status of the environmental study?
So the environmental study, there has been an environmental study that did confirm that there was leakage of oil from the oil tank into the ground. There will be some environmental remediation needed to do with that, cleaning up the oil area. that is something that, you know, I could have my, my colleague, Jim Henderson, give you more detailed information on, because he's the one who worked specifically with DEC to get the assessment done. But it is, it's a basic phase one was done, confirming that there is an issue, giving a basic structure that night. I think I shared that with, I hope that was something I shared with Todd
I'll see. I think I did.
earlier, but I can also make sure that if I haven't given that to you as well. But it's just, like I said, a phase one assessment, so we were just getting the, yeah, this, again, the state said to us we can't do anything additional until the ownership issues come out, so basically it's just start a report in that case.
I think, yeah, I'm just like, I might have missed it. I think I just have the structural assessment. I'm not sure if I have the
Okay.
environmental one. Does anyone have any?
Okay, I'll get that to,
Yeah, just so we can look at it and,
So, Scott, is the plan, once the state assumes ownership, then we can, that ownership can be transferred to the Nushai Community Land Trust, you know, for like $1 or something? Is that the plan?
well, when the state assumes ownership, then the select board can, you know, classically, this often goes to the property usually to transfer to towns. It's not, not necessarily the way it will go. If the town wants to request to the state at that time that it gets transferred directly to the land trust, that might be
Yep.
possible. But that's something I do need to clarify specifically how that process would look. And again, I think traditionally it gets handed from the state to the town, and then typically from a town to a private entity after that. I think there might be some.
I'm wondering, would it make more sense to have it transferred directly to the land trust, so the town never has any liability?
That can be, that's something we can look at. I'd also want to look at what DEC says when it comes to whether the ownership, when it comes to getting any cleanup done. So it might be preferable for the town to, you know, enroll in the umbrella program, take care of the environmental stuff, and then it go to the, and then go to the land trust, but I am not 100% certain whether that's the case or not.
Okay, so would the BCRC be able to make a recommendation to the select board as to what is the best way to go?
Yeah, we can come up with a recommendation on that.
Okay, thank you.
all right, so right now, we're just in a holding pattern until the ownership's clarified, right? Now that the study's
Yeah, I mean, the
done.
good news is the state was responsive within a month. So, you know, we, hopefully that's gonna be good news as far as their continued ability to get this moving forward before the end of the year.
Okay. And was there ever any closure with any living relatives or heirs or anything like that? Did the legal team ever find anything?
No, the legal team didn't find anything related to that.
Okay.
It was, I'm sorry, I don't remember the details specifically.
That's okay.
It was, there was some rule about when a number of period of time went by without a religious institution started taking ownership of it or services being held, then that connected with the state.
Okay, I think that was in the memorandum. I think it mentioned that, so we can review it if anyone had any questions on that. Okay. All right. Does anyone have any other questions? And
No specific.
Nope, I'm good.
a quick update. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
I think it was good to, you know, every once in a while get an update on it. And so the deadline, the next update will be probably winter time, you think?
Yeah, well, I'll update you as soon as we get any kind of solid information from the state, and then I can also return with that recommendation as you requested.
Okay. Yeah, appreciate it.
Great.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thanks. Okay. Item number 7. Marty, I had this on here as the proposed update to
Yep.
the town personnel policy.
Well, this should be the second reading, the second presentation to the community. So, since nobody has ever challenged it nor made any requests for change, I guess we can choose to adopt it if we wish.
Okay, I think the one thing I was thinking, I don't know what the board thinks too, is that maybe it might be the time maybe to send it back to the working group and make any additional changes that we don't want to make earlier in the year.
Okay, well, I'm the working group.
Oh, okay, the working group. Yeah, so I didn't know.
So I don't know if if anybody has any other changes they wish to put in, I'd be happy to just edit it.
They don't have anything on that, or you want to hold off or table it or proceed, or?
Well, I mean, you can approve it, and then you can, at a meeting, amend it.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not that it's locked in stone. You can always amend the policy. But you need 2 meetings, but you can amend it.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yep, so go ahead, Bruce.
Maybe we should wait until Rick comes back.
Okay.
It's fine.
Are you okay with that? If we table it to
Yeah,
next meeting, just before,
sure.
look more into it, and then, okay, so we'll table adopting the updated town policy until the next meeting, which is Monday, September 22nd. Okay, all right, thanks, Marty. We'll get there. Okay, item number 8, the highway liaison report. Bruce, do you want me to go first, or you want to go, or?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, yeah, so just real quick to the audience, obviously there's some transition. Just wanted to acknowledge that Mark, the foreman's resigned from the town, and so we're going through a transition phase right now. I'd like to thank him for his years of service, and the board's gonna have to move forward and try to get Keegan help. Keegan's holding down the fort, but I just wanted to acknowledge that portion.
Yeah. I know Keegan mentioned that the truck was actually going to be ready soon, and we have a remaining payment that was needed to be approved when it, I don't know if we want to approve it or wait until, I think it was contracted price, so I don't think it's gone up any, but
I talked to Kyle last week, he never mentioned anything about price going up. I know Bruce had asked me after I got off the phone if I could call him back and see what the price is, and I called again today. Must have been they were out in the shop, so I left them a voicemail, so I imagine they'd call back tomorrow with a price, but like I told Bruce, the truck it's done. It's just waiting to go to the paint shop for the welding stuff that they did to get painted, and then the truck will be, because I wanted to call up there being that I'm by myself now. I was like, this guy's gonna have to rearrange a ride to come up here and come get it. Gotta get an update on there for me. And he was like, because the truck's all done, sitting outside just in the body shop and get it and paint it. They can get it and paint it and the truck will be done.
So there's a little bit of time.
There's probably not, I don't know exactly how much time, he didn't really give me a time frame.
Okay.
But he was gonna call me when it was on its way to the paint shop, and then it should only be a few days after that. I'd imagine maybe he'll be able to go pick it up.
Do you,
if I'm around, I could go up with Keegan.
okay.
Yeah, I think we should wait till we get the truck delivered, and make our own inspection of it before we make the final payment.
Yeah, and then I guess, I
I'm
don't
not
know how it
so
works.
sure
but-
that works that way.
Yeah, I don't know if that's how, I don't know how it works, that's a question I'd have to
Yep.
ask. Never done this before, and
Yeah.
I'm kinda getting thrown into it pretty quick, so
I mean, if-
learning as I go.
If we can't do it, then we can't do it, but, if we have the option, then I think we should exercise the option of making an inspection.
Which, before I take it, I'll have to look at it.
With the
I'll
guys.
I'll have to go through the guys, because I'll have to go over the whole truck with me. Because the whole, like, inside the spreader box is different than what we have in these trucks now, and the trucks we have, the truck we have now.
Yeah.
A couple things are different, but for the most part, it's the same exact setup. The only thing that's different is instead of the tower, that's normally the truck with the levers, it's swinging arm that's next to your armrest, so it swings back and forth. So your arm sits on that armrest, it's just one joystick now. And then you got your other buttons to lock your pins in for the plow, and then your tarp and your dump body.
Yeah, and I think maybe a nice thing too, like if he called you back, if we get just a printed, like an invoice, right? Just to have that on record, and then, because I don't know what's in the finances, maybe by next meeting it'd be good to see, I don't know. Just make sure, I'm assuming we have everything in order, but,
Yeah, I believe it's there.
okay,
Yeah, I believe there was that plus
Yeah.
some.
okay.
The full amount was already in there, and now there's plus some now that we're in the new year, plus
Gotcha,
the stuff from the other truck. And
okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what do you think, Bruce?
I know that's it. I'm pretty sure that the price shouldn't really change much, so.
Okay.
I don't really know how long before it's ready, if it's, so.
Do we want to table any approval of the payment until the next meeting?
It doesn't matter to me, it's up to the rest of the board.
Just wouldn't be able to pick it up, potentially.
Can't pick it up until you
Yeah.
probably pay for
I
it.
imagine you probably got, because of how much money that, because like I was saying, when Bruce and I were talking about it before, it's either 100 or 110, I don't
It's
remember.
a big chunk.
I don't remember the top off,
Do we know?
I do remember the 100 part in there. I don't remember if it's 1 or if it's 110.
Or 20. something
Or
like
it's
that.
somewhere in that ballpark, I just don't remember off the top of my head. Of
Okay.
course, the paper's sitting down in the garage in the box that I don't, at the desk that I normally go through, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to find things as I go.
Yeah,
Well, if it says net 30 terms, then I presume we have some time to make payment, and if it's due upon receipt, then I wouldn't drive out there unless you've gotten approval to pay.
Yeah, no. So I'm gonna, like I said, I called him yesterday, so hopefully he'll give me a call back, and I'll call Bruce and tell him, hey, this is how much it is, and if we gotta pay for it part of time, or can we take it, and then, I mean, like I said, Bruce, it'd probably be easier if we went up there and we just gave him a check the day we got it, and then our hands were washed, and we're all done with
Just
that.
don't drive it off the lot if there's an issue.
Yeah,
and then we're not sure yet too, what the final painting schedule is, the touch-up paint and all that, right? So they might not even be ready for us to pick it up.
they might, yeah, he said, he goes, it shouldn't be long. Didn't expect more than a few weeks before we were able to get it, but he wasn't
Okay.
100% positive. It all depends on how backed up the shop was, because I believe the shop that they use does other stuff other than other than the trucks that they put together.
Yeah, that was a week ago, so it doesn't matter.
Tommy might work on it anyways. As long as we come prepared with a final payment next meeting.
So table it?
I think so.
Marty, what are your thoughts?
I think, we should find out, what is the final amount, and if we can do the inspection when we go to pick up the truck, that's fine. But, I think we need to make sure that everything is the way we want it. And if they demand payment, upon delivery, then we just figure out with Caroline, how she plans to pay it.
Okay. Yeah, and then if anything changes and they say like, we need this truck gone, then the board can try to find time for a special meeting and
Which,
approve
who
it.
knows?
Yeah.
They might say that, because I know they're double stacked and they don't have very much room up there. So they have to play a lot of musical vehicles when they want to move
Yeah.
stuff around up there.
But at the end of the day, it is $100,000,
It's $100,000, so.
There's a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay, we can hold off we'll table that to the next meeting. And we'll have, if we can get just the invoice and then just confirm the funding, and then we can just knock that
Yeah,
out.
we have to know how how Caroline intends to pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, is it an electronic transfer? Is it a physical check?
I believe it's a check.
Yeah, so, yeah, if we could get that for the next meeting, we can knock it out and then we'll be done, and hopefully we have a new truck.
Should be some paperwork somewheres on the contract that was in the office, I would imagine.
I think Caroline probably has a copy of the contract, and I'm pretty sure, and I know Mark's got one.
Somewhere.
He's got a folder for all the trucks down in the garage, so it's somewhere in the desk for the filing cabinet. I don't know.
Okay.
That was Mark's, I just worked there at the time.
Okay. Anything else, Bruce?
Nope. All right now.
The only thing I got is, I spoke with Tom Fuller today. He
Yeah.
finally called me back, the 2 aprons that are on North Road. He's starting to wind down finally, so he should be able to come and he'll finish them and get those done. I've just been getting the winter sand pile going, mowing, just doing what I can as a one man person here.
Yeah.
Getting as much done as we can, so one day at a time.
Is there some order, you know, the way things get done, like the list that you get, that something happens at the beginning of September, something happens at the end of September, something happens in August?
Not really, kind of things are, before Mark left, we kind of had a plan figured out of what we were gonna do. Now that plan's kind of changed a little bit, so Bruce, when he called me last week, the big thing was safety, so I'm doing things that one person can do that I'm not gonna get,
Right.
that I'm not gonna get out of my,
Right.
push the limit on.
Yeah, we gotta keep you in one
So
piece.
pretty much
Yeah.
the mowing tractor and trucking winter sand are it's about as much as can get done.
Yeah.
And grading, there's probably about 6 rolls left and be graded, but I can do those.
But we still got that list of things we have to do.
Yeah, there's still
Yeah.
things gotta get done, but
Yeah, yeah.
not as much as gonna get done before winter comes along.
Yeah.
Because I hate to say, but winter's right around the corner.
Yeah, winter's coming.
Yep.
I don't know how are we with like, I don't know the procedures usually for like salt. How are we looking for that? Is that like a hiccup or is that a thing in the spring usually?
That was always,
We get the bid, the price.
yeah, so Mark always would call there was 3 different companies we always had.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of calling them and saying, hey, what's your salt price for such and such year? And then they'll send a quote. And then I know Mark would bring it up here and you guys would go over it. And Mark would pick you guys would ask Mark which one he wanted and Mark would say, this one. I think like last year we switched to a new company last year and it was the cheapest out of all. It was like 10 cents cheaper than the rest of them, and the salt was good. We had good cases with it last year, so I was gonna assume of buying the same stuff again, just gotta call the 3. But probably should do that sooner rather than later, because right now we're getting closer to winter.
Yeah.
Usually order the same amount based on budget, or
It all varies, whatever's in there for the budget, all varies on year to year of how much snow we get, to whether how much we use. I know Mark budgeted for a certain amount of tonnage for the year, and that's,
Yeah.
last couple of years we've been close to it, we haven't fully touched.
Quite a bit left over from last
I think
year.
there was a lot left over from last year.
Yeah.
And last year there was a hiccup in the supply chain.
Right, for
Because
everyone.
was it there was a mine collapse or something, was it
Out
in
in
the Chile? or
Out in
something?
New York.
Oh,
One of the mines out in New York. So we got, like last year they had, the company we bought salt from New York State had a contract with them. For whatever reason, that contract fell through, so I think they budgeted their salt a lot cheaper. When Mark found that out, he's like, wow, we're gonna save some money here, therefore we're gonna be able to buy a little bit more salt than we normally do. But there was still quite a bit left over from last year's
Cool.
budget.
so any work that is beyond what you could do by yourself, has that already been identified, or do you need to go through and make a list of that?
There's quite a bit of stuff that, of course, right now I'm in also a holding pattern because the CV's down, so I can't do a lot of the small things right now, which that brings up another thing. Those signs came in for the bridge. Now I want to ask is where do we want to put those? Probably.
We're gonna ask the town of Arlington to put it down by
Because we talked, I think,
HBH.
yeah, I think Mark had you guys had mentioned talking about putting one down by where the 8'2" sign is down there, adding it to that post.
Is that by the corner market down
Just
that way?
by, just past it, yeah, right there by the state trooper's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just actually dug up the old parking lot again. That's a good place for a truck to
Turn around.
I'm sure that'll make them happy. Truck turning around there.
So probably put one sign there and then the other one by the speed limit sign by Labor Road.
Yep, well, yeah, there's a couple places down from there that they can actually turn around before they get down too far.
Because I know they can make the swing, we've seen it happen firsthand this year. But they can make that swing there in Hayden's, they can back into Hayden's Road and then make the swing and come back up through. But probably Labor Road would be a spot to put it so that way they can see it.
You change the color on the road to white,
Yep, those got changed.
and does it look more noticeable, or?
I think you can read it better than what it was when it was yellow. I think yellow blended too much together, and then when you had the guys that came and painted the roads, they painted right over the letters anyways. We had to spray paint black on either side of them just so you could see the lettering a little bit better. So I think the white did turn out better.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you'd have to ask permission from the town of Arlington to put it down there, right?
Probably, but I maybe not because we already have that sign in there, so really we're already adding to what we put in.
You might just wanna touch base.
Yeah, I can ask Mark.
Yeah.
So my only question is, if you do identify the work that you need help on, if you could bring that to Bruce, and that way if we need to contract somebody to help get some of that
Like,
done,
and I know
that would be worth entertaining.
Yeah.
I know Mark has offered from Arlington.
Okay.
He's offered to help on things that I can't do because we've helped them out quite a bit this year. So he's offered to help quite a bit. Like one of the things is the grant culverts we gotta do. He offered to help do those this go around, so those can get done.
I'm not sure how that works, but
Small town stuff.
yeah, I love it.
Pretty much one hand shakes the others.
It's one of those, because sometimes you're pooling your resources, right? Like, some towns, if somebody gets hurt on the job and they're short a guy, everyone kind of helps
So like
each
we helped them,
other.
for instance, Riker was here, so just before winter, we had one of them heavy rains. Red Mountain washed out up towards the top, all the way down through past to Raven Rock, all washed out. And that was when Arlington first hired Andy, so Mark was in the machine, they only had one truck driver. So we helped them truck gravel up there so they could get the road done quicker.
Makes sense.
And then we've helped them, so in return, we've used their hydro seeder. It's just easier than just putting seed down and having it burn, especially this way this year's been.
Dry.
So we use that on occasion. We've helped them a couple of times. We've helped them with the, when they did the culvert there at the bottom of, by the new food shelf there. We helped them with that. We've helped them with a couple of other odds and ends. And Mark's helped us, so kind of just one hand washes the other, and we just help each other back and forth.
Yeah, since we're talking, I talked to Cynthia Browning today from Arlington. She's now she's off the select board, stepped down from the select board and is taking over Nick's role as town administrator. So I did talk to her, and just to confirm everything was good, and she was gonna bring it up to the select board tonight for them for Arlington just to be aware of it. And I don't know if they have to approve it or not, but she's gonna give me an update later. But yeah, I guess it's a fairly common practice.
That's good.
So,
Because like I know Arlington and Sandgate, they trade off. So like now, instead of Arlington having to run a truck all the way down to Sandgate Road to plow that little bit stretch of Arlington, Sandgate now plows that and vice versa. It's just like us with Manchester, how we switch turns off and on with Lathrop Lane and Bentley Hill.
yeah.
How one year Manchester does it, next year we does it, so last year we did it, so this year's will be Manchester's turn, but I'm gonna have to make a phone call and make sure that that
It's clear.
is still, that's still on.
Okay.
So just a couple little things here or there, the one hand washes the other. It makes it easier, especially with, we all know how the last few pools have been of trying to hire somebody, so they're not easy by any means. There's towns, all the towns out there having problems with trying to hire people.
Yeah.
Is there any question, when we bring Arlington in, is there a liability issue, liability question? That they, is their own insurance cover their work when they're out of town?
I think it, I
Question would be,
think,
are they also on VLCT insurance and then it'd be under
Yeah,
the
well, if
same?
everybody's covered under
Which
the
is,
same
they're on the
policy.
same, they're on VLCT as well.
So that should be, that probably is okay then, if everybody's covered in the same umbrella policy.
no. It's something, yeah, that we just, I guess at some point we can look into for the insurance liaison.
Take that action.
Okay. Anything else for that?
No.
Yeah, thanks for holding down the fort.
Yeah, we really appreciate
Trying
that.
my
Really,
best.
really,
Yep.
really appreciate it, and yeah, like Bruce mentioned, the number one thing is that you stay safe,
Yeah.
right? So, you just gotta do what you can,
Yeah.
and we'll try our best to get you some help, so. Anything, if nothing else for
Yep.
Keegan, we'll move on to the next one. I just it's been a while since I've done an emergency management update, so I figured, why not do it now? Just real quick, so last week on Thursday and Friday, I attended the Vermont Emergency Management Conference up at Killington. 2 full days of various seminars, and it was interesting about bridges, learning about bridges, and the Mennonite Disaster Service is now like, they have plans in place to build bridges that get washed out in any kind of flooding events. So like we don't have too many, but some towns have like private bridges and stuff. So that was kind of interesting, and some other topics. Next week, I just wanted to give a heads up, the next meeting, I should say, on the 22nd, Dara Zink from BCRC will be attending to start the discussion of our hazard mitigation plan. I wasn't involved in the town the last time I got done.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty big process. It's a couple-year process, I guess. So she's gonna show up next meeting on the 22nd and start that discussion. We've been waiting for a little bit to hear back from the state in terms of grants to help fund it. I don't know what the cost is, and so obviously that's something that we need to discuss with her and funding sources to take care of it. Our plan, hazard mitigation plan, expires next year, and she says it usually takes 18 to 24 months, I think, to do the whole plan, so. Yeah, she goes around to, she's got a calendar of all the towns in the area and she, bounces from one to one, so. Just wanted to give that heads up, that's a pretty big one. And then just the other thing I've been kind of thinking about with the emergency management is, talking with some of the other towns at the regional emergency management committee and going to these conferences, that a lot of towns do have committees, like emergency management committees, with a couple people, if they can find some to help go over various plan writing, maybe some community events and stuff. So that's just one thing, if we ever get a little lull in action, that I might want to look into further. So I know there's some interest in here, and yeah, it's just been it keeps getting pushed down with all the other town stuff. Does anyone have any questions for me on any emergency management stuff going on?
Nope.
Okay. All right, item number 10, old business. I have on here just an update on the proposed school closure and any upcoming T&G meetings. See if I can find my notes real quick. Yeah, so I attended the last school board meeting. Marty was also there. And so just an update, they're moving forward with the whole possible school closure. And the next action items for our town, and the school district will put out their official notifications and stuff, but I figured now might be a good time just to mention it. October 14th, and Marty, if I'm wrong, then just feel free to correct me. October 14th, Tuesday at 6:30, there's going to be a planned community forum by the TNG at the elementary school. That'll be a chance for residents to ask questions, voice their concerns to the school board. And then following that meeting on October 28th, I believe is also a Tuesday, there'll be an official non-binding referendum vote on whether to close the school or not. So
This is in Sunderland?
yeah, the vote will be, so Danby and Mount Tabor will be having their own thing with their voting at the same time. But yeah, on the 28th of October, it'll be strictly here for our town only.
What's the 14th?
The 14th is the community forum. So per the merger and transfer and merging documents, when the school district consolidated, it sets in place a bunch of steps that the school board has to do before they can close the school.
And that's in Sunderland too?
Yeah, on the 14th is in Sunderland, and it will just be, Sunderland residents can go and voice all their concerns, let the school board know their thoughts and all that. Danby and Mount Tabor will have their own community forum on the 20th. But yeah, the 14th will just be strictly for Sunderland. And so after that forum on the 28th, they said they've already reached out to all the town clerks. I haven't confirmed with Caroline, but on the 28th of October, that will be the vote. And it'll probably, I think it's here at the town office. And like I said, it's a non-binding vote, so it'll be basically, does the town want to close the school, yes or no? I don't know what the verbiage will be. The school board will take that, and they don't have to, it's not binding, so they can do what they want with it. And then following that vote, then the school board will meet at a different date and act on whatever the results are, what they want to do. So that's just kind of the update of what's going on. They did vote also.
So are they gonna put this out?
I would hope so. I would imagine there's some time frame, but I just figured once I get this info, I probably don't want to sit on it. I just want to mention it.
Yep.
And then wait, and then all the residents can wait for the official notifications. But at least now they can have that in the back of their mind and put it on their calendar. What else was there? Yeah, just also they mentioned they voted on a transition option 2. So if the school did close, I believe it would be for our kids in Sunderland. Most likely K through 5th would go to Dorset, and then 6th through 8th would go to MEMS middle school. So that would be the transition plan. So
Temporarily?
until whatever school is built.
Right, and the Dorset middle school kids would go to MEMS rather than stay in Dorset.
Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah.
Right.
So be a long bus ride for the kids. So, but yeah, like I said, I just wanted to get that out there, and I didn't want to sit on it, and then MEMS or TNG can put out their own official stuff later on. That's all I had for that.
Yeah. I have one small piece.
Yeah.
If, as you know, we're obligated to keep the school open for to own the school building for 5 years. If we choose to buy it, we don't have to buy it, by the way. We're not obligated to buy it. But if we do buy it, they say we have to keep it for 5 years unless we're willing to pay for all the capital improvements that have been made. And all the capital improvements that have been made adds up to $25,630. So if we wanted to sell the school after 1 year or 2 years, we could do that and pay the TNG $25,630.
Sounds like a bargain. All right, well, thanks, Marty.
Thank you.
Just one question. So the current proposed plan didn't indicate any use for the school, right?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No.
I didn't think so. I just.
Well, I guess they're expecting us to take it back
Right.
for $1.
As
Yeah.
they currently envision it.
And then I mean, just from sitting in the meetings and stuff, they've kind of mentioned a couple times about, I don't know, various other programs like that might need homes, but they might try to consolidate in one spot. Right?
Yeah.
So-
I mean, they really don't want to stay at Sunderland because there's work that needs to be done, you know, and they don't want to be obligated to do it, I'm sure.
We got $25,000, right? Yeah. So that's where we're at so far.
How much is the new school gonna cost?
The new school? I keep on hearing something like $80 million. But I don't know if that's a solid figure, I don't know if that's a pie in the sky figure. But the proposed savings is now about $2 million a year over a 30-year bond, which would be 60 million, right? It's at $2 million a year. Plus, you know, you got to factor in the cost, how much is the bond going to cost, but, you know, that spreads that $80 million over 30 years. You know, so it's conceivable that the savings, and I don't know, I don't know the math, but it's conceivable that the savings could offset the yearly expense.
With yeah, I mean, I don't know if that bond is just for the school though. That bond doesn't include the cost of renovations of the other schools, like
No.
MEMS or
No,
Dorset.
this is the bond for
Yeah.
the building of a new school.
Because I think the cost for those were to do renovations to MEMS and Dorset were like 80 or 90 million. There was a significant. I could be way
Well,
wrong.
yeah, well,
and I don't
that-
take that for granted.
Yeah, I think
but-
that was for, if you wanted to, you know, redo MEMS to make it the middle school, the regional middle school, because you'd have to add a wing to it or something. So, you know, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know, it makes sense to, I would think, makes sense to put up a new building. First of all, you put up a new building, you're going to have 21st century technology, you know, built into the building, rather than trying to retrofit it
Yeah.
into a building that's 60, 70 years old.
Yep.
So if the town of Sunderland pays $2.5 million per year for school tax now, how much is it gonna be in the future?
It's hard to tell, because, you know, theoretically, if they're saving $2 million a year, I mean, whatever the percent of Sunderland's budget is, Sunderland's contribution to the budget, that would be probably the percent of savings, but I don't have the slightest idea what Sunderland's contribution is. It's probably is slightly more than Courier, but I would say a lot less than Dorset and MEMS.
Yeah, and I think something to look into too. I don't want to go too deep into the weeds because I can get sidetracked on this one. But yeah, I just from going to the meetings too, a lot of it is, while there are still savings proposed, there's also an increase in various other projects, you know, other things. So I don't know what the final
Yeah.
result will be for the town of Sunderland, but I wouldn't expect to have
Yeah,
$2 million taken off our taxes.
No, it's $2 million, it would be $2 million across,
Yeah, I know, yeah.
across the entire T&G. But, you know, the other things that they want to do are things they would have done anyhow.
Yeah.
You know, so it isn't as if, you know, they said, oh, we're gonna have this $2 million windfall, we'll decide to do this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
I got a feeling it's not gonna be a savings by any means.
It may not be. I mean, it's
October 14th.
to be determined.
Bruce.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
Okay,
All right, let's move on before this spirals downhill. Any new business? Correspondence review, item number 12, review of correspondence, signing of warrants.
Yeah.
think we've-
I
here we
didn't
go.
I
sign it.
saw one error I just wanted to point out
Okay.
before I pass it along. The second one, let's skip ahead. Just didn't look like the. Sorry, had it all. Alright, so, just bear with me here.
Yeah.
So, 16 hours here,
Mhm.
8 vacation, 8 holiday. But I only see 1 day, so 8 hours, 8 vacation, and then the following week was a holiday.
Okay.
So I just don't see how that adds up. So I didn't sign this one.
Okay.
That's
We'll
all
have
I
to-
can. Just want to point that out before I pass it on. That was the only one that I thought was, maybe the start and stop period, I'm misunderstanding.
Okay.
So I don't know what
Do you
the
wanna-
pay period is.
Yeah, I'll
It just
look
said
at
for the pay period ending on the 30th, so I just assumed it was Monday through Friday.
If you wanna.
That was the only potential error,
Okay.
unless I'm misinterpreting it.
Well, that one we'll have to look into then. And do we want to keep moving or do you want to
Yeah,
wait?
no, keep moving.
Okay.
Keep moving.
Okay, yes, thank you for catching that. We'll take a look. Item number 13, executive session. I do have that as needed, discussion regarding town personnel matters.
Make a motion to go into executive session?
Second.
Okay. And then, so we have a motion, we have a second. Do we need Keegan at all for executive session before we go into it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor of entering executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
Time.
Any opposed? No. Okay, so we are entering executive session at 7:51 PM. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Keegan.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Hi, Keegan.
Second?
We have a second. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor of exiting executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, we are out of executive session at 9:05 PM. The next business meeting for the Sunderland Select Board will be on Monday, September 22nd, 2025 at 7 PM. Next item is adjourning. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, this meeting is adjourned at 9:05 PM. All right, thank you very much. Have a good night.
And the next meeting is on